abandoned ship.
Oh no!
Here we go.
Can I persuade you to join us for a drink? It's a tradition. Here, here.
Jar Jar, homie, my main man, quickly. Before the Separatists attack, get into the escape pod.
Hey! This is escape, then we're the pod. Jesus!
Welcome back to Star Wars Escape Pod and our sixth part for the Ahsoka Aftershow. This is far, far away, and we are diving headfirst into this episode with your co-host Blake and our friends Kyle and Dan. So we're super excited to be talking about another episode of Ahsoka this week, and we hope that those of you who've been tuning in thus far into our Aftershow series has been able to leave a stellar review. And as you know, on repeat, I sound like a broken record, but check that description down below whenever you tune into the podcast. Give some nice links to check out and ways that you can follow us on the socials and our friends on the socials and so on and so forth. So let's dive right in without further ado. This is Ahsoka Part 6.
Another happy landing.
Well, hello there, Blake.
Hello there.
Good to have you back on again, as always.
Thank you, sir. Man, episode 6, that's so crazy. There's only 2 left.
There's only 2 left. Oh, man.
That's
Don't tell me
crazy.
that.
Oh my gosh. It did actually kind of dawned on me right as you were explaining this episode 6.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, right? This one was solid though. This one was such a good episode, and we have our good friend Dan with us today as well. Hello, Dan. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Say again.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
There he
we
is.
go.
There he is.
There he is. Yeah, sweet. And that is Kyle. Hello, Kyle. Our friend Kyle
Hello.
from
How's it
ALKY
going
Solutions.
again this week?
Oh, good. It's it's good to have you back on again as well. It's been such an eventful show to talk about. It's always great to have more people on. And how I gotta ask before we get started, how is the latest adventures on the road?
Well, the adventures have been going well. I saw Juan Carlo last weekend, and I asked him how does he like his dark saber. He absolutely loves it. So that was pretty awesome. And he signed my Kenner Moff Gideon.
Nice.
I just kind of slid it over on the table as I was asking him, and he just looks at me and he goes, "Yeah, I got you."
I saw you posted that picture in the Discord and in your thread. That was really nice. Really cool to see that you did that. Yeah.
Something else that's super cool is my favorite Mandalorian is Paz Vizsla. And I am speaking now with Tate Fletcher, the guy that plays him, and he's going to be getting a saber from us now too.
Oh, sweet.
That's awesome. Is he the guy who plays him in the costume?
Yeah, he's the guy that plays him in the costume.
Because Favreau does the voice for that guy, right?
Yeah, but he's the guy that does the costume. He's huge. He's a big dude.
That's so funny. I always thought that was Favreau in costume. Favreau's also a bigger guy.
Tate Fletcher. Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
All right. Well, before we get started here, I gotta mention Kevin Kiner's soundtrack for Ahsoka Volume 1, Episodes 1 through 4 has been dropped on streaming. So, if you're a subscriber to Spotify or Apple Music or whatever else, you can you listen to those first couple episodes of tunes, with the second volume, I would imagine, coming out when the show is all wrapped up. So, yeah, if anyone's...
I don't know about you guys, but going to sleep and having Star Wars music on is like the best in the world. You just pop it on, you go to sleep, you have dreams of Star Wars, you have a great night.
Ever dream you're overthrowing the Empire?
Yeah. I gotta say, I occasionally enjoy the good Star Wars lo-fi going on. You know, it's just like the nice kind of alternate electronic.
You've played that on the show before.
Yeah, I have actually. You know, in fact, our DJ Rex bot here in the Discord server sometimes sits in the radio channel and plays it for people. So,
Oh, nice.
you know, if you ever see DJ Rex in the Star Wars Escape Pod Discord, you know, just you know who he is. Just playing music. So yeah. This is gonna be a good week. I really enjoyed this episode. Not that I didn't enjoy all the episodes before, but this one I was just really excited like the entire time. So what I'll do is I'll read out some stuff and the summary, and then we can just dive right in and get into the nitty-gritty. So this is Ahsoka Part 6, Far, Far Away, written by Dave Filoni, directed by Jennifer Getzinger, and came out on September 19th, 2023. While traveling with the Purgle, Ahsoka and Hu Yang discuss Ren's choice in siding with the enemy to find Ezra. Meanwhile, the Eye of Sion arrives on Peridia, an ancient homeworld of the Dathomiri people known as the Nightsisters. Morgan Elsbeth, Skull, Hati, and Ren meet the Great Mothers, a group of Nightsisters allied with Thrawn. As they wait for the Grand Admiral's arrival, Skull relates to Hati his belief that the fall of the Jedi and the rise of the Empire were part of an inevitable cycle, one that he intends to break. Thrawn arrives with his Star Destroyer, the Chimera, and honors Skull's promise by providing Sabine Wren with provisions, a Howler mount, and the latest intelligence on Ezra Bridger's whereabouts. After Sabine leaves, Thrawn orders Skull and Hati to follow her at their own pace so that they can kill her both and Bridger. Surviving an ambush by bandits, Ren encounters the native Noti and follows them to their village where she reunites with Ezra Bridger. While tracking Sabine Wren, Skull senses that there is a greater power on Peridia and tells Hati that he intends to find it and use it. Anticipating Ahsoka is coming, Thrawn demands all the details of her history from Morgan Elsbeth and orders her to kill any arriving Purgle. And for one more time, requests the dark magic of the Nightsisters at his aid. So that was quite an episode. Off the top of your head, Blake, what did you think of this one?
Oh, man. Well, for me, just coincidentally, I happened to watch the final episode of Rebels like immediately after this. So then now they're so actually connected if you watch them back to back.
Yeah.
So all I could really think about afterwards is how everything kind of is so well synced up, which I thought was super cool. And I'm left with a lot of questions that we can get into. I'll pass you some notes we talk about. It seems like it's possible retconning going on with the Nightsisters. Some questions to be had anyway. And very excited to see Thrawn back.
I look forward to when you bring that up, yeah. Kyle, what did you think about this one off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, absolutely loved it. Yeah, I like how it brought back so many people. There were so many characters that were introduced again, and a couple of new ones that have never been seen. And my friends in the cosplay are gonna have a field day with these ones. So yeah, it was a great episode.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Dan, what did you think about this one?
I absolutely loved it. Like, and you're so right, Kyle. There's gonna be night troopers like all over the next con. Like, such a cool way to refresh the stormtrooper outfit, and like you could do so much with it. Like,
yeah,
I wonder what they used.
I've got one friend that's already looking at doing it. Oh, sorry.
I was wondering what they used to patch their armor.
I was gonna,
because it's also on Thrawn's Star Destroyer. I saw like this gold foil almost.
Yeah,
almost like that Japanese artwork where you break a bowl and you put it back together with the gold and it looks better.
Oh, I didn't
that's
know.
Absolutely where
that's what I got from it.
Yeah, it's
I've never seen that
for
before.
sure.
Well, it's the same thing what they did with Kylo Ren's helmet, right?
That one was actually welded
Yeah.
to some sort of thing, but
same based on the same artwork of a bowl being smashed and then it being like kind of glued back together.
or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Neat.
It was very cool. I gotta say that what's that captain's name? Captain
Enoch.
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 That's
Yeah.
right.
He's such a cool character.
Which is interesting because Enoch is actually a god from the Sumerian texts of Earth. So Enoch was one of the people that taught about the Anunnaki. So it's very neat to have a name like that show up in Star Wars.
Enoch is also the name of Noah's father from the Bible.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true too. There you go.
Oh, you telling me that it's Ezra's dad?
It makes so much sense.
Nah, he's dead. He's long gone.
Yeah.
Wait for the reveal now.
Spoiler.
Yeah. Spoilers for Rebels, everybody. All right. Yeah.
Oh, wait, since you touched on that, so one of the things that I was actually extremely surprised by, I mean, it makes sense, but like putting it together, the person they cast to play Ezra, I'm not sure his name at the moment.
Eman Efstani.
So they styled his look, like with the beard and the hair and everything. If you put it side by side with Ezra's father from the animated series, he looks exactly like him.
He does,
which is crazy. I never noticed that until I saw them back to back. Like, that was intentional.
I thought you were going to say Jesus.
I mean, he has this guy who, you know, because I mean, it's out now. You know, like Ezra's back, right?
He's back.
He looks amazing as Ezra Bridger. I gotta say, like they did such a good job, like casting him and making him look like Ezra Bridger. You know, he's got the scars on his face. He's got the bright blue eyes.
Yeah, the eyes. I was trying to remember. Like, does he have that in the show?
Yeah,
I couldn't remember.
Well, in the animated
so
format, it just kind of blends in because everything's like all the colors pop, right?
Right.
But when you look at Ezra Bridger in the show, he's got these bright blue eyes with black kind of, in the animation format to kind of give the hair texture still, they actually make it navy blue.
Sort of blue, yeah.
But it's supposed to be black. Like, you know, if you were
like
to
an
take
ebony
that,
hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is supposed to be a black hair. But yeah, it's remarkable just how great they made him look and how well he's like adapted to that character. And I love the costume that they gave him. It's just kind of raggedy, and I would have liked to have seen maybe a few more elements from his original costume in there, but it's pretty cool. I mean, this guy's been here for like over 12. What has it been now? 15 years.
I was wondering how long it's been.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It's I think it's been 15 years. Yeah.
Because it was before Jason was born, and Jason's what, 10?
Oh yeah.
No, Jason can't be 10. He has to be older than that. If it's,
I think he's a bit. He's supposed
pregnant,
to be
right?
Yeah, because end of Rebels was within a year before Rogue One and A New Hope, right? And then you get the events of the original trilogy, which take place over the course of like 4 years. And then this is like nine ABY. So 9 years after the Battle of actually, sorry, it's even further. It's like 10 years or so almost after Return of the Jedi, I think, right? So I think it's like close to like 14 years or something.
Oh shoot. Okay.
It's something.
I was gonna say he does look like a teenager because I got 2 daughters, man, and my 12-year-old and him, he's a little bit, you know, bigger and stuff. So he's got to be at least in his teens.
Oh yeah, you mean Jason Syndulla?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, he's got to definitely be in his teens.
Yeah. It's
And now I feel really bad for Ezra. He's been trapped here with just bandits and turtle people.
Yeah, I know. I love how he just like friggin' shows up and then it's just like
no lightsaber or anything.
What took you so long? I was saying the same thing.
And could you imagine 15 years of not knowing if your sacrifice even did anything?
Oh yeah, that would be.
Because that was his first question. He's like, did it work?
Yeah, did it work? Yeah, that's the craziest part. I think like when you finally get to see him in the show, it's just like, whoa, like he doesn't know what happened. He doesn't know what happened to the Empire. He doesn't know what happened to Vader and Palpatine and all these people.
Never met Luke. Yeah.
No, he doesn't know who Luke is like at all. You know, it's crazy. Like it's nuts. So it was really really neat to kind of see that. It's also worth remembering this guy, like Ezra, in this present moment, is the same exact age as Luke and Leia.
Oh, right. I always forget that.
He was born the exact same year as Luke and Leia. In fact, he was born on Empire Day. Because like in Rebels, we come to learn that his birthday is Empire Day. which is the day that the Republic was created into the Empire. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when Palpatine does his thing, and
the First Galactic Empire. That's that thing. Such democracy dies.
yeah,
The thunderous applause.
thunderous applause. That's right. Ezra gets born.
That's what they're applauding.
Okay, now that's a Jesus moment right there. That's why he looks like Jesus now. Okay, there we go.
Oh man, yeah, he does have a certain look about him.
Okay.
What did you guys think of? I just got to throw it out there. The episode opens up with a very curious kind of version of hyperspace with all this like rainbow electrical effect going around, and I guess this is like faster than the hyperspace.
They're going faster and farther, but it also could be because it's maybe Purgle hyperspace. Have we seen Purgles in hyperspace before?
Never have I ever seen it.
Yeah,
We see them
the shadow. We
in
saw
Rebels.
the shadow.
Yeah, I see shadows just outside of the blue waviness or whatever.
That was in
regular
Book of Boba or Mando or something like that. But yeah, we saw a shadow
Yeah.
before, but that was about it. Never have we seen them in hyperspace. We've seen them jump before.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. So yeah, what do you think of that? What do you think of the colors?
I'm personally attributing it to jumping to another galaxy, and I thought the fact that it's a little different because the tech's more extreme, I thought was kind of cool. It was a nice touch.
Yeah. What about you guys?
For me, I take it as like they're traveling so fast that they basically become, you know how it's like light breaks up and becomes a rainbow?
Yeah.
Right? They're traveling so fast that they are now a part of that sort of spectrum thing as they're flying through, to another galaxy.
Right. Yeah. Dan.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It's cool to have like
Yep.
it be slightly different designated different travel.
Yeah.
Well, here's the flip side too. If they didn't have the rainbows, they're traveling from one galaxy to another, so there's no stars, so you wouldn't see the stars going past at all. You wouldn't see that.
Well,
it would just be black for the whole time.
That's
so it's
just
kind of
for
nice
the-
they added that.
That's just for the jump. When they're in hyperspace, normally it's like that blue warble kind of thing.
Oh, they had a blue orby thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This episode has an interesting name. Far, far away.
Yeah, and then it comes up in the episode. I don't know.
Which gave me tingles.
What are your thoughts on that?
I love.
No, go ahead, Kyle.
Oh, I was gonna say when Hunyang when he goes, I want to tell you a story, and it begins a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Oh, man.
I literally got goosebumps, and I was like, freaking epic.
So
Yeah, I blew me away.
yeah, because this is in relation to Peridia, right? Like
Yeah.
literally a galaxy far, far away.
And later on, Balin refers to the planet itself as that of fairy tales because it's, one of those things that maybe got passed into legend and then on to just children's tales, right?
Right.
I don't know, because basically what they're telling us through that is that the whole beginning of Star Wars is how they tell fairy tales in the Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah. I guess
So
so.
that'd be the High Republic, right?
The High Republic?
It'd be everything. 'cause
That'd be-
Isn't that
every
isn't that the
movie
ancient
starts
tale?
with that.
I guess so, but like the whole like in a galaxy far, far away, like I did like how it is a galaxy far, far away. Like
Sure.
Peridia is in a galaxy like separate from their own.
Right.
So when they're talking about the galaxy far, far away, it's just like, oh, that's cool. The episode's not called a long time ago. It's just the far, far away part.
Mm-hmm.
But did Hu Yang say both parts of that? I forget.
I think so.
He did say a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and I believe so too. Now you got me guessing. I'm like 80% sure.
I'm just scrolling through it. Hold on a second. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. So he said a long time ago. Yeah. So I guess it is in reference to ancient Peridia.
The fairy tales.
Yeah. The fairy tales. Yeah. The fairy tales that Balin talks about
Probably.
when he's at the temple. Yeah. Which, this is an interesting thing to maybe call up later in the show or in a future story. Like, what were these stories that were talked about Peridia? Now that we know exactly why those Purgle jumped there, right? Apparently it's a graveyard. Yeah, it's a graveyard for Purgle. It's the end of their
life cycle.
Yeah, what was it you called it, Dan? Like their migration something?
The end of their migration,
yeah, like their route.
Yeah, I just find it funny. It's like seagulls. Seagulls fly out to the middle of the sea to die, and Purgles jump to some random planet.
Yeah, they go to
Kind of sad seeing all their corpses just floating around that.
It is, yeah. It's just like all these like remains of whale and stuff. Like, oh man, all I could think about was that news article, that news report. You know, like where they the town, like there's like a whale that like washes up on the
they blew it up.
Yeah. Here,
that.
hold on a second here. I think I have.
You gonna play it?
I think let's play this thing. Let's play this thing. Hold on a second.
It had to be said, the Oregon State Highway Division not only had a whale of a problem on its hands, it had a stinking whale of a problem. What to do with one 45-foot, 8-ton whale dead on arrival on the beach near Florence? It had been so long since a whale had washed up in Lane County, nobody could remember how to get rid of one. In selecting its battle plan, the Highway Division decided the carcass couldn't be buried because it might soon be uncovered. It couldn't be cut up and then buried because nobody wanted to cut it up, and it couldn't be burned. So dynamite it was, some 20 cases or a half ton of it. The hope was that the long-dead Pacific gray whale would be almost disintegrated by the blast, and that any small pieces still around after the explosion would be taken care of by seagulls and other scavengers. Indeed, the seagulls had been standing nearby all day. As everything was being made ready, we asked George Thornton, the highway engineer in charge of the project, for his final observation.
Well, I'm confident that it'll work. The only thing is we're not sure just exactly how much explosives it'll take to disintegrate this thing so the scavengers, seagulls, and crabs and whatnot can clean it up.
Is there any chance it might be more than a one-day job?
If there's any large chunks left, and we may have to do some other cleanup, possibly set another charge.
The dynamite was buried primarily on the leeward side of the big mammal, so as most of the remains would be blown toward the sea. About 75 bystanders, most of them residents who had first found the whale to be an object of curiosity before they tired of its smell, were moved back a quarter of a mile away. The sand dunes there were covered with spectators and land lubber newsmen, shortly to become land blubber newsmen, where the blast blasted blubber beyond all believable bounds.
Get a while. Count down from 8 seconds. There's pieces of whale you heard tumbling down to the beach.
One of the pieces were they so big they hit a car.
Our cameras stopped rolling immediately after the blast.
Man.
The humor of the entire situation suddenly gave way to a run for survival as huge chunks of whale blubber fell everywhere. Pieces of meat passed high over our heads while others were falling at our feet. The dunes were rapidly evacuated as spectators escaped both the falling debris and the overwhelming smell. A parked car over a quarter of a mile from the blast site was the target of one large chunk. The passenger compartment literally smashed. Fortunately, no human was hit as badly as the car. However, everyone on the scene was covered with small particles of dead whale. As for the success of the effort, well, the seagulls who were supposed to clean things up were nowhere in sight, either scared away by the explosion or kept away by the smell. That didn't really matter. The remaining chunks were of such a size that no respectable seagull would attempt to tackle anyway. As darkness began to set in, the highway crews were back on the beach burying the remains, including a large piece of the carcass which never left the blast site. It might be concluded that should a whale ever wash ashore in Lane County again, those in charge will not only remember what to do, they'll certainly remember what not to do.
I love that.
So you know what they need behind that? You know what they need behind that the whole time? That theme song from Team America World Police.
Oh my gosh.
That's what they need.
Oh man, I love that it's just like, I don't know, I picture this Death Star floating near Peridia just blasting Purgle as they come out of space, you know.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Maybe that's what all the Nightsisters are there to do. That was their job. That's why most of them all left. There's just 3 left.
Maybe that's why they wear red.
They got tired of the smell.
Raining debris.
They wore their red pants today. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. They got it right.
Yeah, they got it right. Yeah. So Peridia, it's the graveyard for the Purgle. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool idea. And I love the creepiness of this place. Like, you know, they come in for a landing, and it's just like those super tall, witchy looking statues. You know, the Nightsisters.
Yeah,
are they on Dathomir as well?
They are. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They're on Dathomir. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, they went from the one planet to Dathomir.
Yeah, yeah. I love how they like have this massive origin story kind of stitched into this entire plot line.
Kingdom of the Witches.
Yeah, I love it. It's so cool. It feels so like fantasy, like, you know, kind of Willow-ish or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like how the witches actually looked like the witches from Clone Wars, finally.
Yeah, that too.
Totally. Yeah, because I looked at Morgan Elsbeth.
Yeah.
I'm like, I get that she's not like a full Nightsister or something like that, but, you know, like, you know, the elements are there, but she doesn't really look like a Nightsister, right?
Right.
But like these ladies those are Nightsisters, you know. Like,
Oh yeah, they look just like Mother
Yeah.
Talzin.
Yeah, just like Mother Talzin. Yeah.
So that makes you wonder that if Mother Talzin was originally from this planet, if she migrated.
It's possible. I mean, we don't know how old she was, right? So like, it's possible that maybe she was part of that group. I guess,
Migration,
that
yeah.
came. Yeah, very interesting. Interesting stuff. Let me think. Thrawn. I mean, we get Thrawn showing up, and naturally, you know, comes in swinging, brings his giant, massive Star Destroyer with him. Say again, Dan.
That was a cool intro. The way he came in on the Star Destroyer.
Oh, it's so cool. I love how they get the chant going from all the stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Thrawn. So good.
It reminded me almost a little bit of Russell Crowe and Gladiator.
I just kept thinking of the orcs, like the orcs from Lord
Oh yeah,
of the
that
Rings.
too.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Or anytime, I don't know if anyone here has played Shadow of War or
Mordor.
Shadow of Mordor, Shadow
That's
of
the
War.
one.
Both, yeah, the two.
Oh,
games.
that is a great game.
Yeah, anytime a big orc leader shows up, they
Right.
they chant the name of the
Grog.
orc. Yeah,
Grog.
It sounds more awesome when you get like 1,000 people saying it. But, you know,
It's gonna double it up a few times.
Instead of just us 5, right? You know, or 4 or 5 of us.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I thought it was cool though. I really liked it a lot. How they brought his entrance in, and man, like I mean, I was talking about Ezra looking good, but like Lars Mikkelsen showing up as his own, you know, because he voiced Thrawn in Star Wars Rebels. They did such a good job with his live action portrayal, the look. You know, here's a poster I got right here, but like even his forehead. Like they managed to actually nail those like indents into his forehead, like the V shape.
Yeah.
What?
So good. Take a look at that.
Yeah,
I missed that.
If you see some pictures, you can see it.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
can we
cool.
talk about how he looks like a blue Elon Musk? It's the first thing I said when I looked at it. I even said it to my girlfriend. I'm like, he looks like Elon Musk. And then I went on Facebook, and everybody's talking about how he looks like Elon Musk. I was like, holy crap.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah.
He pops
Well,
out.
he's got a spaceship.
But one thing that I will say took me out a little bit is no offense to Mickelson, but maybe should hit the gym a little bit before playing the part. Just watching Rebels directly into this. Looks like he just sat in his desk for the last 15 years.
I mean, he sat on Peridia for the last 15 years.
Yeah, but like we saw on his ship, he's got a full dojo and stuff. So I guess he just gave up on it.
That's true, actually. Yeah, he was quite a muscular guy last time we saw
Yeah,
him.
he was like a professional martial
he didn't
artist.
know where Ezra was, so he wasn't fighting. You know what I mean? You know,
He had
get
intel.
a little complacent. You got the guys going. Yeah. Couple too many cheeseburgers, and there you go.
Exactly.
Too many Howler burgers.
Howler burgers, yeah.
Or
some howlers.
yeah. Oh man. Or like they'll have a noti fry or whatever it is with like lobsters.
Yeah.
The noties. Yeah.
The noties, yeah. I speaking of appearances, I mean, like, you know, I got a picture in front of me of this Captain Enoch, and we're talking about the how they did the shattering of the armor and stuff, but it looks like there's entire plates like made of this stuff, right? So, my thoughts are, maybe you guys have some theories as well, but my thoughts is perhaps this is a metal that's found on Peridia.
I think so. That would make sense because where else would they've got it from, right? It wasn't on the Star Destroyer when they left.
Right, yeah, because on the Star Destroyer when they left, it was just standard stormtroopers, and I've never seen this Enoch guy before, so maybe this is like his own kind of custom helmet since they've been there.
With that cool like faceplate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's got like that kind of
the human face to it. Yeah,
it looks very
Roman.
Yeah, exactly. There. Yeah, so I really like it a lot. It's cool. I'm kind of wondering maybe if he's actually got some, actual surprise, like this
another reveal, Josh.
Another reveal.
It's
yeah.
Merrick.
It's Merrick. Oh shoot! It's Merrick's brother. Yeah. No, it's cool. And the Nightsisters. Oh man, they just look so good. Like the nails. Look at their hands. Like the nails and everything.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just so grody.
Oh, they did everything great for the Nightsisters. Everything from the way they chanted to the way they moved.
Yeah, and
the way they captured Ren. Like everything. I thought it was fantastic. Like go. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say they got the voices down like perfectly. Like the echoes that kind of happen through the.
Like they're possessed.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're kind of. Like possessed or something like that. There's something really, really kind of eerie about them.
My thing on that is that you're hearing their voices, but somehow they're also projecting it into your head, so you're hearing it twice in a way. That's kind of what I thought.
Right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. And like Dan, you're the around here. You're kind of like the big Halloween guy. I mean, it's your time of year. Like, what do you think of the Nightsisters as like Star Wars witches? Like, does it? How does this ring with you?
I think they look great. Like, it was really cool. Like, I think it'll be a great addition to seeing more cosplayers like pull that off. And it's a great it has the creep factor, so it's good for Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I got a little audio bite here. Let's take a listen.
Welcome, child of Dathomir. You do our ancestors credit.
Thank you, Great Mother.
You heard our call to you in the dream.
Your visions guided me across the stars.
More witches.
Long have we waited for you.
And you came as Thrawn promised.
Where is Thrawn?
You shall wait. He is coming. It reeks of Jedi.
I thought it was really, really cool that they actually like went back to the whole like, oh, how does she know where Thrawn is, right? Mm-hmm. Because we had this discussion, I think, before at one point when we were, talking about like how do they like the Eye of Sion, like how do they know where they're headed, right? And it's apparently her dreams that they've been communicating.
Oh, yes. So they would have told her where to get
the Nightsisters have been speaking to Morgan, like across space and time kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really cool, like how they did that, worked that in. It's like, all right, that makes sense.
They got lucky there was one Nightsister left in the entire galaxy.
Yeah. Oh man, it's such a such a Star Wars answer. Like, oh, witches like speaking to you in your dreams. All right, that makes sense. Like,
the Force.
Everybody in Star Wars just goes, yeah, okay,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm on board. Yeah.
I already knew that. That's what was happening.
Yeah.
I called it.
I like
another 50 theories.
I like how they look at Sabine and they're like, it reeks of Jedi. I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like the
confirmation though that she might become a Jedi.
Ancient enemy, right? Like ancient enemy.
True, actually.
Of the
wait. Let's talk about
training
that.
Is one.
Mm.
I was gonna say let's talk about the fact that they did call her a Jedi. Like she's still trying to use the Force, and yet these guys are calling her out right off the bat. There was no Mandalorian, there was no nothing like that. It was strictly you reek of Jedi.
So she must give off some sort of scent, like that Jedi normally give off, then, right? Or sort of something sensory.
It could be her lightsaber.
Could be that
it
too.
Could be the lightsaber that
sensing the crystal or something.
Yeah, the crystal that resonates with Ezra and Sabine. Yeah, exactly.
It's a mask.
Yeah. I thought it was very convenient that they just had these little orbs that they must be like, Nightsister Swiss Army orbs or something, because like I don't know what they were doing with them before, but now they make some sort of electrical energy field that acts as like a rope, like just.
Well, there's like this little almost like pennies on a string, and those tightened up around Sabine.
It was like a laser rope, just kind of wraps around her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, that was cool. Let's see. You wrote down Filoni Wolves Howlers. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, it's like we're watching another Filoni-based show, and of course, there's more wolves crammed in there. It's every time.
Every single time, yeah. I actually really like the Howlers. The design of them is very cool. It felt very kind of like large, like horse-like, but also very much a furry dog. You know,
they lick their face a lot, like a big dog almost, as opposed to a wolf.
I like the interaction with Sabine with her Howler. Like it was like when she's getting all angry at it, and it was like,
yeah, that was cool.
You're a coward.
Yeah, yeah. Like, what are you doing, leaving me behind? Yeah, and they're like kind of scary looking at first, but then as soon as she kind of like tells him off, I was like, oh, they're actually not that bad.
Yeah,
it's probably like a dog.
Yeah,
like a dog knows when it's in trouble and then it apologizes and.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You tell it off, to run away, and then it follows you home anyway.
Did those bandits remind anybody else of like Tusken Raiders?
They did actually.
Yeah.
They reminded me of Peridia's very own Tusken raiding group of some kind. But
I wonder if there's any connection.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, like they didn't speak this like they didn't speak Tusken or whatever. But like I wonder if. Perhaps there is maybe some sort of ancient connection between their two civilizations or something. Like, yeah, because we know that from Book of Boba, like we know the Tuskens go way back, right? Like to their culture goes way back to when Tatooine had oceans on it, right? So like they've been there a long time. So maybe they migrated on the whales.
They're intergalactic species that just lost technology.
Yeah, exactly.
Just degraded their. The technological advancement.
Right, yeah. Maybe they intentionally live outside of the, they're like the Amish.
I don't think it's intentional.
Yeah, anyways. No offense to anyone who's Amish. Oh, man. All right. So, wait, you wrote down Boken Jedi? What's that?
So, he says something along those lines. I should have went back and actually wrote down what he said, but Balin refers to maybe I misheard, but it sounded like he says something about like a Boken Jedi. Maybe I wonder if like that's like a Japanese term.
Oh yeah, you're talking about something Balin said?
I think he says it.
Yeah, he says like Boken, like something about the style wasn't Boken.
Oh yes. Yeah, I just brought it up here. So it was a word used to describe Jedi trained after the Order had fallen.
Oh yeah, because he's referring to Ezra.
It wasn't
at that point, right?
Yeah, he wasn't temple trained.
Right, not temple trained Jedi, I guess. So that also would refer to Luke as well.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah,
they're not broken, just Boken.
Just spoken.
It's also the name of the wooden sword used in Kendo, the practice weapon.
Yeah, the practice lightsabers or whatever that they had there. Yeah, yeah, it's cool. I love how the Wikipedia page though is kind of funny. Like I look at Boken Jedi and it's just a picture of Ezra Bridger.
That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, it was so funny. No mention of Luke at all.
They've had 24 hours to write this page.
But it's not just any picture of Ezra. It's like season 2 Ezra Bridger. Like
still the old model.
Yeah, he's still got like the old model on there. Yeah, I love how they intentionally went out of their way to do that.
That's pretty funny.
How great was Balin in this episode?
Oh,
man, like
yeah, so
I love that. Like he recognized that there's the continuous cycle between the good and bad, and it's just never going to break. And he's like, I want to find this power
I
source.
want to find the break.
Yeah, that was such a good.
Yeah.
That was such a good speech that he has. Yeah,
I think I wrote down the timestamp if I want to play it.
I got it right here. Yeah, let's take a listen.
Do you know the one she seeks so desperately?
Bridget? No, he's too young. Comes from a breed of Balkan Jedi trained in the wild after the temple fell.
Like me?
No. He was trained as a Jedi. You, I trained to be something more.
Do you miss it? The Order.
I miss the idea of it. But not the truth. The weakness. There was no future there.
You clearly see one here? In this wasteland?
I see what once was the great witch kingdom of the Dathmiri. The existence of the Great Mothers confirms this.
They seem eager to leave this place. Maybe we should too.
Perhaps they flee a power greater than their own. Something calls to me. Can't you hear it? Something stirs here. Can't you see it?
I see bandits.
There's no need for bloodshed. The enemy of our enemy is our friend.
Was that the part that you were talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I love how I love how he talks about the temple as like he likes the idea of it.
Well, I think he misses the camaraderie and maybe the more structure of it.
Right. I think yeah.
But he also sees it as futile.
Yeah, I think that's exactly it. Yeah.
Something that I forgot, so we replayed that, is he mentions sensing something going on. My first thoughts were Snoke, but I have no idea.
Snoke.
Beyond the outer.
Oh man, if they hadn't finished the sequels by now, I would actually have like really thought hard about that. I was like, oh, that would have made perfect sense, like it flows into all that stuff that Palpatine had the obsession with.
Snoke's from another planet outside the galaxy.
Yeah, like that would have been so good, right? And then they went and just made him a laboratory experiment. It was like, really?
Instead, it was Palpatine they were sensing, right? Because he was beyond the whatever, through the secret pathway planet.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's see. What you guys got? Anything to bring up over there?
Oh, I just love how he does say about his the way that he thinks about the Jedi and the Jedi Order, and it really shows that maybe he's kind of torn. Maybe Ahsoka has a chance at turning him. Like maybe they find the power together.
Right. Yeah, I'm
going out on a limb, but I'm feeling like he's sensing still the good side.
I feel like there is something kind of messed up about him. Like he's kind of like a Kanan Jarrus gone bad kind of character. He's like,
yeah, like he feels.
Yeah.
Like there is emotion to him. He hides it well, but there is some emotion.
Do you think, obviously he's not the same mentality, but his goal feels very similar to that of the Joker. He just kind of wants to burn the whole thing down. Right, because he wants to end the cycle.
Yeah, he wants to start fresh, and because he can kind of see what's going on. It's just a power struggle, like a back and forth kind of thing, right? I'm kind of curious as to what he's obviously got a bit more, in this show than I thought. I thought he was just gonna be like a villain that just ends up getting killed off or something, but maybe they're leading to something more. I like the idea that there is something on this planet that maybe they're going to expand upon, like some power source that's kind of more.
What if it's the source of the Force and he wants to destroy the Force? Is that possible or doable? Because Force is everywhere, right? It's in all things. It's not really.
If it's an energy
coming
field,
from one.
how do you destroy an energy field?
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
like destroying magnetism.
I don't know how I would feel about it being like the homeworld of the witches.
There's a lot of speculation online.
why didn't they get
their
the Force?
powers are different than the regular Force from this galaxy?
Yeah,
I don't know if I buy that.
Like they use like a different side of the Force or something like that.
Because I thought it was just the dark side, just used through like Sith alchemy.
Yeah, it's just like a different way of yeah. I don't know. I think I like that maybe it's something new, like something that we haven't seen before. This power source, whatever it is, you know.
Mm-hmm. But the witches are afraid of it, so it's not what they use.
Yeah, he's kind of picking up on some fear from them. So maybe it is something that they can't control, right? Like maybe it's something that is, he has he's got the confidence that he can, I guess, take whatever this power is and use it. But
is it power though?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be like an Indiana Jones thing. Like maybe he's the guy that's gonna look into that crystal skull too long and burn his sockets out, right? Like he's a power-seeking, hungry, dark Jedi, right? That's only gonna be his downfall.
Well, I'm almost wondering if maybe they'll bring back Yuz and Vong from the EU.
See, that would be interesting too.
Because they're from Beyond the Outer Rim.
Beyond the Outer Rim. Yeah.
But the thing is, we don't see them show up in the sequels, so I don't know how that would work out.
I've got an audio bite here from when we see Ezra for the first time. Let's take a quick listen.
It sounds like Caravan of Courage.
The Ewoks. No tea.
I knew I could count on you.
Hello, old friend.
Though, it sure took you long enough.
Well, you didn't exactly tell any of us where you were going.
That's because I didn't know where I was going.
Typical. Always a plan. Never a good one.
Hey, it worked, didn't it? Didn't it?
It worked.
Yeah, there we go. So, here, look at that. You get the Ezra Lothal music here. They just plucked this right out of Rebels. I thought that was cool.
That's my only complaint about this episode is I wish they had Thrawn's music from Rebels when Thrawn showed up, because I love that music.
When he was talking, I'm positive they're playing the.
Did they have like the church bells and like?
Oh, wasn't the church?
Or the organ
This is
music?
the organ, yeah. The organ was going because a part of it stood out to me because you don't hear organ music very often, but also because I thought it was too loud, so I was having a hard time hearing him.
Really? Was it the organ?
Yeah, there was organ music. I'm positive.
Here,
I'm gonna have to go back to it then.
Here. I got it right here. Hold on a second. Oh wait, no, that's too early. Okay, here we go. I love that the Star Destroyer has taken some damage. Like you can tell.
From the Purgles.
Yeah, from the Purgles. Yeah, I love that.
The end of Rebels.
And like the big thrusters are also out. Only the little ones left.
So I was referring to when he's speaking.
Oh, there it is. I can hear it. kind of in the background though.
When he speaks, it's very prominent.
Okay, I'll fast forward a bit.
Yeah, you can hear a little bit.
Oh yeah, there it is. It's slightly different.
Yeah, it's not quite the same.
Yeah, fast forward to the part where it's on his face and he's speaking though.
Okay, here.
We're being more organy.
Soon we shall all escape this exile thanks to the efforts of Morgan and Elspeth.
I am ever your servant, Grand Admiral.
Maybe towards the end of the
This is
episode.
Enoch.
I remember.
Oh, is it when he's talking to Sabine, perhaps?
Maybe.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, here. It is.
Admiral, the mercenaries have departed.
Good. Prepare to attack squads. Wait for Lord Balin's signal.
Should we not send more troops to support them?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right, Dan. I think it's just like not quite the same.
Like altered?
Yeah, it's just different. Yeah. That's good. Maybe we'll hear it in the future though. An upcoming episode.
They're saving it.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I'll write down a timestamp in the next episode.
Yeah. Cool. Well, anyone have any other things to bring up? Otherwise, we can just wrap it up here. Pablo points poodos. We'll do that. Dan, you got any last minute things?
No, I think we covered everything.
Yeah, Kyle.
I think we covered everything too in this.
Yeah, Blake, you good?
I think we covered everything.
All right, sweet. I think we've covered everything.
Everything is covered.
Pablo Ports of Poodos. This is our rating system on the show. So let's give this guy some ratings. All right, Pablo Points of Poodos. We got a score out of 7. So 3 Pablo Poodos is the worst of the worst of the worst. Moving up from there, you got 2 Pablo Poodos, 1 Pablo Poodo, and then a Bendu. A Bendu is like a 50% score and not half bad. Then you got Pablo points. You got 1 Pablo point, you got 2 Pablo points, and you got 3 Pablo points, being the best of the best of the best. So, Blake, maybe we can start with you. What would you give this episode?
So I'm here pondering it to try to give it a rating. And this episode, I feel like, as far as storytelling in Star Wars, really has everything that we want in the story. Like, all of my caveats are all more smaller directorial stuff. So I think I'll give this solid, we say 2.7 Pablo points.
2.7, that's quite high. Yeah,
I liked it a lot. I feel like this is really tying in so much of the greater Star Wars all together.
Yeah,
and I would love when we do that. I do, like, obviously with more finale, you'd have more of a bigger battle, everything kind of that. But we're dealing with 40-minute episodes here. Yeah. I liked it a lot. It was good.
Awesome.
And part of that is I did watch the finale of Rebels immediately before this.
Right.
So
you appreciate the connections.
It felt like just flowed directly into it, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
So I might have a bit of a bias because of that.
I'm kind of with you on that. Kyle, what did you think about this one?
Okay, well, first off, there wasn't really any lightsaber battling. so for me, I'm gonna go like 2.25 because I absolutely love the story. I love how it did tie into the last episode of Rebels, and I do like that they brought all these characters forward. But yeah, again, you know me and my lightsaber battles, man. So yeah, 2.25 for me.
All right, awesome, Dan.
I think 2.6. It was a really solid episode. It's a lot of setup for the next 2 episodes to wrap it up. It was good.
Awesome. Yeah.
Even though it had very little Ahsoka, the show called Ahsoka.
That's true, actually.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I was thinking like, yeah, the best episode's the Book of Boba.
Was the one without Boba.
Yeah, one without Boba. All right. Well, I agree with all of you guys. Like this episode clearly is super good. I personally liked it a little bit more than last episode, which the last one was really good. And Anakin shows up, and I'm a big Anakin fan, of course, but I actually liked this one a little bit more.
Is that solely because you didn't like that there's live action clones?
No, it's not that. It's just like I just like I liked the story in this a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like there was just a bit more going on because in the Ahsoka episode with Anakin, that part is only half of the episode, and then the other half of the episode is just kind of them looking for Ahsoka and her kind of waking up, and then them getting on the Purgle and Hera dealing with the New Republic, and then them shooting off into hyperspace. Surprisingly, the Anakin thing is actually not a big chunk of the. It's a chunk of the episode, but it's not like the majority of the episode. But I liked every single second of this episode. I was just fully on the edge of my seat. Like we got to a new galaxy. We got a new planet. We got the origin planet of the Nightsisters, We got actual Nightsisters.
Which is pretty cool.
We got Thrawn back. We got Ezra
exactly.
back. We got Ezra's music back. We got
best part.
We got friggin' howlers, man. Like, I don't know. I get like Enoch. We had the Thrawn. I don't know. There's just so many epic things about this episode. I was just like,
You're
man,
hyping yourself up. You're going to increase the rating even further.
Yeah. I'm gonna give this 2.5 Pablo points. I thought it was excellent.
You know what? I'm going to change mine to 2.5 because I did really love the little turtle people.
The noties.
I love the little turtle hermit crabs. Yeah. The little hermit crab dudes, man. They were awesome.
Yeah,
I was like, if I could own one as a pet, I would have one.
What are they called? The naughty?
Noti.
The noti.
Yeah,
the noti.
Because they're so naughty.
Yeah, the noties.
Like naughty? Like the little elf? Or what is it? What is naughty again? Little children's book stories, right?
They're all naughty, Josh.
Yeah, naughty. Anyway, it was cool. It was cool. I liked it a lot. So I'm hoping that we just get more episodes like this. It's just like, oh man, the scale of it felt so good too. It didn't feel like it was small scale. I don't know. It just didn't quite feel like it was in the volume. It may have actually been shot outside for a
That's a good question. I don't actually know.
Yeah, I was going to say one thing. It was out of the green room.
Yeah, that adds so much. It adds so much. Like, I don't hate green screen footage. I love the prequels to death, but like whenever they shoot outside, you can always tell.
Yeah.
And it makes the biggest difference in the world. And Andor did not rely on any like kind of, contraption to keep their show within a bubble. Like
that's how you're gonna call stagecraft.
You just any kind of like stage or sound stage, right? Like they made massive sets. They went to the Highlands. They went places, right? It just gives you a greater sense of scale when they're shooting this show. So I liked it a lot. I thought it was great. Hoping for more of these in the future. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Kyle, if you want to just shoot out your socials so people can follow all the Saber biz.
For sure. So it's ALKY Solutions, ALKY Solutions.com. You can check us out on Etsy. You can go to our website. And if you go to our website, you can contact me directly. And just to let you guys know that we have in production, almost ready to go, we got Sabine's, Balin's, and Shin's lightsaber hilts coming out real soon.
Hey, cool.
So you'll be able to get your hands on those. Yeah.
But Dan's like, I'm first in line.
Yeah.
Actually, we are going to be doing pre-orders for them. So if anybody does want to get a pre-order in on one, just shoot me an email or a text or something, and I will make sure that we get your name on the list.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kyle. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
We'll see you out there.
Heck yeah.
Keep flying.
All right. Thank you so much to our listeners for tuning in thus far. If you could leave a stellar 5-star review, that would be awesome. We absolutely love having all our friends on each week for Ahsoka, so feel free to join us every week going forward for the rest of the series. And we will see you in the next one of Star Wars Escape Pod and the next episode of Rebels Talk, the last one.